The vast island continent of Australia is divided into 6 states, the second largest of which is Queensland, with an area of 670,500 square miles. Along the eastern coast of Queensland, north of Brisbane, the capital, are cities and towns of great beauty and interest to the visitor. But none is more ideally situated or has greater diversity of interest than the modern tropical city of Mackay. By fast, comfortable plane, the journey from Brisbane to Mackay takes just under 3 hours. Mackay was named after its first settler, Captain John Mackay, who came here in 1862 to graze cattle and make his home. Today, with a district population of over 45,000, the city is known as the centre for the largest sugar-growing area in Australia. It is a beautiful city, with garden plots and tall palms down the centre of its wide streets. These reflect the civic pride of the residents. The equable climate makes it a pleasant place in which to live, for the average noon winter temperature is an inviting 70 degrees, while summer temperatures of 100 degrees are almost unknown. Important visitors, like the Governor of Queensland, are usually given an open-air welcome in beautiful Queen Victoria Park. If you're a racing man, you'll be well catered for at Orally Racecourse. And too, the district is famous for its wild horses and rough riders. These boys will stage a rodeo at the drop of a rusty horseshoe. In fact, Mackay is a sports-loving place, and winter or summer, the residents join happily with visitors to play their favorite games. The golf course is a championship layout. A drive to some of the nearby scenic spots is a sheer delight. The tall, graceful bungalow palms make a beautiful backdrop to a natural swimming pool, where happy swimmers play for hours in the warm, clear water. "50 miles west of Mackay is Yungala National Park, the largest national park in Queensland. Yungala is an Aboriginal name meaning mountains of the mists. Here palms, tree ferns and orchids grow in wild tropical profusion. Splendid timber trees also grow here, and timber is one of the district's main industries. Some of the finest beef cattle in Australia are bred and fattened on the lush pastures of the hinterland, which is considered one of the safest grazing areas in the Commonwealth. Tropical fruit growing is a pleasant and lucrative occupation in Mackay, and pineapples are particularly suited to the climate and soil. The delectable pineapple develops from these tiny, beautiful flowers. And pawpaw is delicious. But the waving sugarcane is Mackay's golden crop. In the prepared cane field, the mechanical planter is loaded with plant cane, which it cuts into short lengths, treats for disease and plants in the ground. The Queensland sugar industry is one of the most efficient in the world. At about 2 months, the young growing cane looks like this. Mackay is a centre for research in the Australian sugar industry. Engineers and research workers are constantly improving milling methods and developing better varieties of cane. The cane is now ready for harvesting, but first the crop is set alight in planned sections to remove dead leaves and rubbish. And next morning the cutters go to work on the fire-blackened cane. Then it's loaded onto stout little puffing trains which transport it to one of the district's 7 mills. Automatically the cane is fed into the mill, which extracts the rich sugar juices by crushing and finally processes it into raw sugar. The raw sugar is then transported to Mackay Harbour. Here it's stored, awaiting shipment in the world's largest bulk loading terminal. Up to 150,000 tons can be stored in the huge storage shed. When the sugar ship arrives, the mile-long rubber conveyors are set in motion and the sugar swiftly makes its journey to the waiting hold. The gantry operator, with the aid of a television camera, can easily direct the placing of the load in the hold. Finally, it's shipped to all parts of the sugar-hungry world. But from work to pleasure, across the harbour, 3 beautiful cruisers are waiting to transport us to Wonderland. The luggage is carefully stowed, and happily we board the Roylands, as these graceful tourist ships are named. Little do we even dream of the beauty, colour and fun awaiting us on the islands and waters of the Great Barrier Reef. Mackay Harbour is the largest artificial harbour in Australia, with the deepest water on the Queensland coast. Here ships of almost any size berth with ease and safety. And there the graceful Roylands go out through the harbour entrance. Each 112 feet long, they've been well tested in the open sea. The prow cuts the blue water cleanly and swiftly as the dolphins which lead the way, with a frolic and flashing tails. What a thrill! Brampton Island looms right on the port bow, green and sparkling like a gem set in the Asia Sea. Brampton's well-appointed cabins snuggle cosily under the swaying palms. What a lovely place to spend a week, a month, or a year. And here's how to climb a coconut palm for a cool drink. The milk of the coconut is truly drink of the gods. Isla Buzzarton, daughter of our host, makes a shady hat from coconut leaves. She learnt this art from visiting Torres Strait Islanders. At Brampton, time has ceased to matter. The lazy hours slip unnoticed by. Rest in the shade, sunbathe, or have some fun in the water, just as the spirit moves you. There's always something new to be discovered. Turtles, or a fierce-looking crab. The coral reefs are easy of access at low tide and may yield such treasures as these beautiful corals and shells. This is the way a coconut palm is born. At 2 years, it's under 3 feet high, yet at maturity, it may reach a height of 80 feet or more. We leave Brampton and return to Royland to try our luck at fishing. The waters near Brampton are teeming with fish. And if you're lucky, you may catch a giant like this 7-foot groper. There she blows. During the winter months, thousands of whales come north to the warm Barrier Reef waters to breed and rear their calves. We anchor at an uninhabited island for a swim and sunbathe. Cruising the famous Whitsunday Passage is a sheer joy. Past rocky headlands, past coral islands, dozing in the warm sun. The famous explorer Captain Cook sailed these waters on Whitsunday 1770. And so named the beautiful passage. Now on to Hayman Island, where we try our skill on the flashing water skis. But no cruise or holiday on a Barrier Reef island would be complete without a trip to the reef itself, mightiest natural rampart in the world. It first shows as a series of light green patches in the water. The Great Barrier Reef is really an immense number of coral patches with countless passages and lagoons. But let's go out in a glass-bottom boat and have a look at the coral gardens below. With what a delicate hand nature has colored the coral and fish in harmonious pastels. And look at this gorgeous butterfly cod. Or is he looking at us? The Spanish dancer is well named. We could watch for hours, but Royland is waiting to take us back to Mackay in time to fly over the very waters we are now sailing. At Mackay Airport, Coral Islander is ready to whisk us off to lovely Lindeman Island. How different the islands and reefs look from way up here. After a flight of half an hour, we touch down on the fine airstrip on Lindeman Island, one of the most splendidly situated islands in the vast Whitsunday Passage. Some of the views from the heights of Lindeman are so beautiful they almost take the breath away. And there's Royal Seaforth Island, just across the water. So, all aboard for a barbecue on Seaforth. This islet has become famous, for it was here in 1954 Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip spent a carefree day swimming and sunbathing. This meal tastes as no other did before. It's fun to join in the spirit of the dance and clap hands in time to the lilting music and swaying hips of the graceful Thursday Island girl. But every holiday must come to an end. As the golden horizon receives the setting sun, regretfully we say goodbye. Happy with our memories of the coral islands, the brilliantly colored flowers and fish, the rustling sugarcane, and the sunny hours spent in and around Mackay. But before we leave, we make a firm resolve. Some other day, before long, again will we visit this lovely coral city in the sun.